Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Millennium Charter High School Phoenix News. I'm your host, Brandon Payson. Today, we'll be talking about DACA. Julia Mahano will be interviewing a local DACA recipient who created a website about the matter. And later, Alex will be giving us the sports news for the day. But first, here's a short video about introducing DACA and what it is.
Welcome to World on the Street with Julia Mahano. Today, we will discuss the ongoing controversy with Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, also known as DACA. Let's start off with the basics. What is DACA? The DACA program was implemented in 2012 by President Obama to shield people from deportation who are brought to the U.S. as children. What advantages does DACA provide? DACA recipients receive several benefits, including permission to remain in the country and access to a work permit, which allows them to have health insurance through their employer. Recipients also get the opportunity to apply for institutional aid, which helps pay for a higher education. But how many people are affected by DACA? Approximately 3.6 million undocumented immigrants were brought to the U.S. as children, according to an article published on USA Today. 800,000 childhood arrivals were accepted to benefit from this program. Beneficiaries fall between the ages of 16 and 35. In Monterey County, we have about 900 students currently enrolled in the program. What is the controversy? Part of the controversy involving DACA derived from President Trump's immigration policy. According to the New York Times, President Trump ended the program in September after 9 conservative state attorney generals threatened to sue him over the policy, arguing that it represented an overreach of presidential power. Trump called on Congress to find a replacement program, and to this date, there have been no reports of progress. What will happen if no solution is found? The first group of DACA recipients are scheduled to lose their protection in March. It remains to be seen if they will be deported when that deadline arrives. But who are these DACA recipients, and how is this controversy affecting them? Those who benefit from DACA are often referred to as Dreamers after a piece of legislation called the DREAM Act was introduced in 2001. What is the DREAM Act? Dreamers must be in high school or already have a diploma in order to qualify and have no criminal record. As the deadline for possible deportation gets closer, the future of Dreamers becomes more uncertain. Who is for and against DACA? Dreamers don't know about their native countries. Going back would be unfair to them due to the fact that the U.S. is all they know. People against DACA argue that all undocumented immigrants should be deported. Dreamers should try to get U.S. citizenship the right and legal way, which is by hiring an immigration lawyer, but that process can take years. If you would like to learn more about the DACA program and how you can help, visit www.facesofdaca.us. This has been World on the Street with Julia Mahano, and we'll see you next time.
Up next, we'll be having an interview with Daniel Diaz, the creator of the Faces of DACA website.
Hi, my name is Julia Mahano with Phoenix News. Today, we are here with Daniel Diaz, founder of Faces of DACA, a website that tells the stories of undocumented U.S. residents who are recipients of DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, good. So our first question is, what was the inspiration behind the building up of this website?
Yeah, sure. So I'm undocumented myself. I'm a DACA recipient. So I've always had this frustration of our members in Congress, our representatives making decisions about my future and peers that are in my situation about their future, and not really knowing our story, not really knowing where we're from, not really knowing the awesome things that we're doing in our communities, in our schools, and our workplaces. So leading up to the rumors of the removal of DACA, I tried to think of ways that I could use my skill set as a software engineer to help amplify the voices of those around me. And with this came the inception of Faces of DACA, this storytelling website that tells the stories of over 25 DACA recipients.
When did this project start?
It started around, prior to the announcement of the removal of DACA, which was September 5th of last year. And once the announcement was heard, once I heard the announcement, then I started executing. I started reaching out to people that I thought that would be interested in sharing their story. A little bit, at first it was a little bit difficult just because, you know, you're putting your face out there, you're putting about information about yourself. And for many people that are in my situation, it's a little scary, right?
Yeah.
So over time, we started getting some traction of people that, you know what, this is awesome, I want to be part of it, and I want to share my story. How do I do that? So within that, friends of friends, networks of networks, we started expanding not only from the local pool of DACA recipients that are here in the Salinas Valley, but we started interviewing people as far as up in Washington, Seattle, all the way to Oklahoma.
If Congress doesn't find a solution for DACA soon, which is the March 5th for the deadline, what does that mean for you and all the other DACA recipients?
Yeah, so it's interesting because that deadline was set forth when the announcement was made for Trump the Trump administration was going to remove the program. But right now, a couple of things happened recently. There was a court in San Francisco that challenged that decision and reinstated the ability for DACA recipients to submit their renewal applications. So another judge in Brooklyn supported that. So right now, the Supreme Court is determining whether they want to rule that as unconstitutional, and by that I mean the decision from the Trump administration. So. Right now, people are able to renew, so there isn't that much of a deadline anymore, which, I mean, short term it's great, right? It's great that people can continue to renew their DACA permit, but no one knows what the Supreme Court will say, ultimately. And not only that, but for many of us that we've been in this roller coaster for the last couple of months, we hope that we would be able to, see some good news of a long-term immigration reform, but unfortunately that hasn't been the case.
What was the hardest thing for growing up for you in the U.S. as an immigrant?
That's a good question. For me, I actually didn't feel like one. I was fortunate enough that I already knew a little bit of English coming here, and as I made friends and as I integrated myself in the community, I felt like any other normal kid, right? You go to school, you play with your friends, you go home, play video games. I play sports, I play basketball. So I felt for the most part normal. I didn't feel any different. Sometimes people would ask me, where are you from? And I wouldn't say necessarily Salinas. I would say that, since I was born in Mexico City, I'd say, oh, I'm from Mexico. And, some other questions of like, oh, when did you come here? But never anything, necessarily about my legal status. So I wasn't really aware of that, not until I got to high school. And that's sort of when it started affecting me a little bit more, just because I realized that that was before DACA came out. And then when I realized that about my legal status in this country, I just felt like I didn't have a future. And that was sort of a similar sentiment for the people that I interviewed in Faces of DACA. They found out during high school too. And for them, they just felt like, well, what do I do now, right? For me, there's no point in continuing my studies to do well in school. I'm going to graduate and then what, right? I'm going to work under the table, low wages, 4, 5, 6 jobs to really sustain myself. From them, they didn't have a problem with that, but they just realized that for many of them, they had dreams and hopes growing up, right? As you guys told me offset, that you guys have hopes of going to studying medicine, right?
Yes.
So for them, it's this realization like, oh man, growing up I always wanted to be a doctor, but realizing that you can't really able to do that. You are not able to do that. It's really devastating for someone.
How old were you when you came over here?
I was 10, so it was around 2004. And then again, for like many of these DACA recipients, they were brought up at a very young age. I think the youngest one that I had the pleasure of meeting and interviewing, she was only 4 months old, right? And that's almost as if you were practically born here. The only thing that makes her different is the fact that she was born in another place, and that her legal status prevents her from doing awesome things.
And all in all, what do you say you would take from this learning experience?
Of making the project? I think for me personally, it's that I'm not alone. I think that, realizing that there's other people in my situation who have similar feelings, similar sentiments, similar, outlooks of what their future is going to look like. And not only that, but just the realization that together we can build something, that it takes a lot of work to do so, but ultimately that, together our voices are truly louder.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. That's all I have for today. And we'll see you guys next time on Phoenix News.
Next up, we have Alex Heredia giving us his sports news for today.
Hello, I'm Alex Heredia, and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Sports. Today we'll be talking about the latest sports news. To start it off with the NBA, All-Star Weekend kicked off with the Rising Stars game, World versus USA, Friday night. Team World won with a final score of 155 to a score of 124. Bojan Bogdanovic from the Sacramento Kings won the MVP of the game for Team World. He made 7 3-pointers and scoring a total of 26 points with 6 assists. Buddy Hield from the Sacramento Kings made 5 3-pointers and made 7 out of 8 2-pointers with 3 assists and 2 steals, and scoring a total of 29 points. Now from Team USA, the top two players were Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics and Kyle Kuzma from the Los Angeles Lakers. Jaylen Brown scored 35 points and went for a double-double with 10 rebounds. Kyle Kuzma scored 20 points along with 7 rebounds and 2 assists. Now moving on to Saturday night, it started off with the 2018 Taco Bell Skills Challenge. The guards won, and the winner was Spencer DeWindy from the Brooklyn Nets, defeating the center from the Chicago Bulls, Laureen Marquine. Later on that night, with the 2018 JBL three-point contest, Devin Booker won the contest by scoring a total of 28 three-point shots and defeating Klay Thompson by 3 shots. A 2018 Verizon Dunk Contest, Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz and Larry Nance Jr. made it to the final round. Donovan Mitchell defeated Larry Nance by a score of 48 out of 50. I believe this is one of the best dunk contests I've seen so far in these past years. There was a lot of creativity thrown. I liked how Larry Nance Jr. copied his dad's dunk and his first dunk. The judges were a bit unfair, or I believe their scores could have done better. DJ Khaled could have given Dennis Smith Jr. a better shot because his dunk was crazy. Also, Donovan Mitchell, he copied Vince Carter's as his final dunk. Vince Carter's dunk when he was with the Kings, or Raptors, I believe. And it was just a really close one. But I believe the dunk of the night was Larry Nance's when he double rebounded it off and dunked it. It was just very creative. It wasn't that flashy, but it was just creative and something could have done. I was really hoping Dennis Smith Jr. would have made it to the final round because he would have brought out Drake Cole, and I would have loved to see that. Moving on to Sunday, the 2018 All-Star Game. This year it was a bit different. The NBA decided to choose 2 players, and they could do a draft to choose whatever player they want. This year it was Team LeBron versus Team Curry. Team LeBron came out winning with the score of one total 148 to 145. It was a really close game. Team Curry was up the whole game. It just got me really mad that LeBron just won in the last 2 minutes. Team Curry, like I said, they were up the whole game playing good. And it's the reason why I chose Team Curry, but they came out short. The top 2 players for Team LeBron were obviously LeBron James, dropping 29 points, and he won the MVP of the night, while Kevin Durant dropped 19. The top scorers for Team Curry were Damian Lillard and DeMar DeRozan, by both dropping 21 points. Now moving on to soccer. The Champions League was back, and it was really exciting. It started off with Tuesday's night's game, Bayern Munich versus Besiktas. Bayern Munich won with a total score of 5-0. Müller and Lewandowski got a brace that game. Possession-wise, Bayern Munich won 69-31, and Bayern got 12 shots on target while Besiktas only got 1. I believe we all knew how this game was going to go, knowing that Bayern Munich will always be the dominant one, knowing the kind of players they have on the team, like James Rodriguez. They got one of the best strikers in the world, Robert Lewandowski. It's just a team that it's going to be really hard to defeat. Moving on to Wednesday, Shakhtar Donetsk beat AS Roma with a score of 2-1. Fred scored for Shakhtar in the 71st minute and under for AS Roma in the 41st. Sevilla versus Manchester United tied at 0. It was a really good game. Very sloppy work from Manchester United, I believe. I am a Manchester United fan myself. I just believe they could have done better. I don't like the fact that Jose Mourinho did not start Paul Pogba. He put in Scott McTominay, a 21-year-old. I believe he could have put it in him as a sub, not a starter, knowing they needed to have the lead. They need to take advantage of so they can get that away goal over there at Sevilla. But there have been problems with Mourinho and Pogba. And Mourinho brought Pogba. I don't have no idea why they would be not being on the same page. Ander Herrera left early due to a hamstring injury. Moving on to more soccer news. Landon Donovan wants to be the new head coach for the U.S. Soccer. I believe this would be a good opportunity for Landon Donovan, a U.S. legend, to take over the team. Why? Just because of the fact that he has a lot of experience playing with U.S. Soccer. He's been the captain for around one of the World Cups, and he's just the most experienced, and I believe he's perfect for the job. He knows what USA wants. He knows what they're capable of. He knows the style that they are, and I believe he'll do a good job. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
That concludes today's episode of Millennium Charter High School Phoenix News. Now stay tuned for Julia Mahano hosting Phoenix Extra.
Hello, and welcome back to Phoenix Extra. My name is Julia Mahano. Today, we have a variety of entertainment from a musical performance to an exquisitely corny joke compilation. Sarah and Manuel will also check in with the latest gossip. So to kick off our show today, here's Alex alongside local MC M7 performing an original song. Check it out.
So once again, my name is MCAETtv, and I'm going to perform a couple songs for you. First one I want to perform today is called Always Be You. Right here, production out of Watsonville, California. Me, myself, I'm an MC from Salinas. Check it. They'd always tell me, be yourself. In my younger days, looking at the future, wondering what life would bring. And on my daydreams, I'd always be that same dude. Staying humble as I'd grow while trying to pay dues. Took nothing for granted as I'd walk this planet. I'd ask for information so that I could understand it. Stayed always inquisitive, absorbing every moment, so that even through these hard times, I'd somehow enjoy it. Cause all the love and all the pain that I felt, well, I'll remember to embrace, to remain myself. Said at the times we forget to always be thankful. I gotta remind myself, true struggle breeds character. At every moment we can learn to gain strength if we can just remember to regain ourselves, to show the world what we got to offer. Always be you, you're a gift to us all. Now you know what to do. Always be you. Remember where you come from, focus on your energy now, make that abundant. Always be you. No matter where you're going to, focus on your goals. Now remember, that's a golden rule. Always be you. Remember where you come from, focus on your energy now, make that abundant. Always be you. No matter where you're going to, focus on your goals, y'all. Words from my abuelitos help me stay grounded, like a mirror reflecting. I finally found it, I'm officially me. No lies, no replicas. I can't compete with others, but I've got a lot of catching up to myself, breaking personal records since my days growing up in Mexico, Zacatecas. With my family, I'll always be connected to. Beyond these borders, I know I see myself in you. More than a few times I caught myself missing them. It makes me wonder now, what was I thinking? I'll never be alone, I know they'll always be right here, visiting my dreams so I never have nightmares, using my flow to control my thoughts. Said I'm reflecting on the way we used to grow our crops. Now living in Cali, Salinas, Aztlan, where we spending our days working under the sun. Always be you. Remember where you come from, focus on your energy now, make that abundant. Always be you. No matter where you're going to, focus on your goals. Now remember, that's the golden rule. Always be you. Remember where you come from, focus on your energy and make that abundant. Always be you. No matter where you're going to. Check it. Now don't you worry about no peer pressure. I know some standards are in place just to make some people feel lesser, but feel better knowing that we'll always be unique. From the way we walk to the way we talk and think. So what the bleep? Get up and go. You can figure it out cause we already know how to be yourself. Gotta keep it honest, always be direct. Focus on your dreams, don't just imitate a silhouette. Be the first of yourself, stay original. Don't you know that buying other styles makes you criminal? Be that individual you want to be, then even the trendsetters will follow your leads. Keep it positive, truth be told it's common sense, even though sometimes it may not be too obvious. Gotta say it loud, always be proud, and be yourself, stand away from the crowd. Let's go. Always be you. Remember where you come from, focus on your energy and make that abundant. Always be you. No matter where you're going to, focus on your goals. Now remember, that's the golden rule. Always be you. Remember where you come from, focus on your energy and make that abundant. Always be you. No matter where you're going to, focus on your goals. Now remember, that's the golden rule. Remember where you come from, make it abundant. So once again, remember where you siempre sé tú, always be you. Don't be hiding behind the mask. Remember where you carry your culture forward, your dignity. Heads tall, shoulders back. Stand tall, love life. Keep on embracing this energy that's all around us. Never forget where you come from so you can know where you're going. Know what I mean? Yeah.
Up next on this edition of Millennium Challenge, this is Lame Joke Challenge Round 3.
Make each other laugh. Good luck, guys. And Jose. All right, so
We have Marcos and Jose. Marcos and Jose. Clap. All right. All right, so this is our final round for the Millennium Try Not to Laugh Challenge. We have Jose and Marcos. Good luck, guys. No,
How do you
no,
make
sorry.
holy water?
I looked at the camera and said good luck.
You boil the hell out of it?
Yeah.
Why do hamburgers fly south for the winter? So they don't freeze their buns. Yep.
Did you hear the news? FedEx and UPS are merging. They're going to be the name Fed Up from now on.
What do you get when you have a cat that eats lemons?
What?
A sourpuss.
All right. Mom, how do I look? My dad says, with your eyes. Oh, I want to go on that. No.
When do you stop at a green and go at red?
Where's the beat?
When do you stop at green and go at red?
When?
When you're eating watermelon.
Don't trust atoms because they make up everything.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
A broken pencil.
Your broken pencil who?
Wild Woody!
Never mind.
What do you get when you cross an elephant with a rhino? An elephino.
That's gonna take so much editing. Knock, 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 knock.
Who's there?
Europe.
Europe who?
No, Europe. Your poo. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nana.
Nada who?
No, Nana.
Oh,
All right, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Congratulations to Marcos. He was our winner. And we'll see you next time. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Did you understand any of that?
Not a word.
Last, but most certainly not least, Manu and Sarah are coming at us with God's plan. Drake's new song has a music video now, and you won't believe what he did with the money set for production.
Hi, welcome my little baddies to another juicy episode on Gossip XO on Phoenix News. My name is Sarah, and alongside here with me is my best friend, my ride or die, Manny Morales. So, let's get started. In recent news, Drake Bell has came out with a new song called Rewind. He actually just posted it February 14th, and it's a new music video. It's pretty crazy, I guess I would say. Have you heard of it, Manuel?
Honestly, I heard it like earlier today when you were playing it, and it's pretty intense. Like,
yeah,
the scenes that are on there are kind of like explicit and really vivid. So it's kind of like, if you're under the age of 15, I suggest not watching it because it's kind of whack.
So it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of everywhere, I guess. I don't know. But you know what though? What really came to me though when I was watching it is how old he is now.
Yeah, he's really old. He's like,
I don't know if you guys know who Drake Bell is, but he plays like the main thing I would say that most people recognize him from would be Drake and Josh. He played more like a funny teenager on there, and that's how I'm used to seeing him, as like playing this like funny character. And in this like new music video is like a new version of him. Like it's just showing like a lot of him, and it's really different. And he also played in the Amanda Show and Your, Mine, and Ours. And honestly, like I've watched like most of the stuff that he's in because I find him like such a funny character. And yeah, I found. Did you like him, Emmanuel? As you were a kid, did you ever watch any of his like movies or shows?
I watched like he was on like Nickelodeon, so I saw him on the Amanda Show and Drake and Josh, and they were like funny characters. But I guess like he broke out of that Nickelodeon like shell. Now he's like all like explicit. So
and there's also like a lot of drama between him and
Josh Pegg, right?
Josh, yeah.
Yeah, they were like they played co-stars together in the Drake and Josh show. They were like stepbrothers.
For like how many years?
That show went on for like. It was like 2010 and ended in like 2012 or something like that. So. Really?
I feel like it was longer than that.
You think so? I don't know. It was a long time ago. I was like 11.
Yeah.
So.
Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes till this day I'll go back and rewatch the episodes. Like I find them like super funny with like Megan and everybody.
I mean, who isn't? Like Drake and Josh is hella cool. Like, it's rad. So. Yeah, and speaking about celebrities, Cardi B is one of the most talked celebrities right now. She's engaged to her fiance Offset, who is also part of Migos. Cardi B is one of the most popular rappers, singers in the industry today. She has like done collabs with Migos and Nicki Minaj and G-Eazy, so she's really popular in the music industry right now. So the Bodak Yellow singer is rumored to be pregnant with Offset's baby.
With whose baby?
Offset, her fiance. They're saying that she's pregnant.
I feel like this is just like the year of giving birth. Like every celebrity, like famous celebrity, is like getting pregnant right now. Like. How many Kardashians are pregnant right now? Like 3, right?
Yeah. Well, 2 of them had their baby already. Kim and Kylie already had their babies.
And now there's just Khloe left.
We're waiting on Kourtney.
That's crazy.
Yeah. TMZ broke the news that I guess they were talking to her about her being pregnant, and she said that she wasn't pregnant, but she said that she was. It was weird because when they asked her, she said that she was pregnant, but that she wasn't pregnant. So she hasn't really confirmed that she's pregnant.
But she's been dropping like
she's
little
being really
hints.
Conspicuous when it comes to that. Because like people were like on Instagram, like she looks fatter or she looks a little bigger because of her tummy. They're like, oh, she's pregnant. It's like,
yeah.
If you get someone's fat doesn't mean they're pregnant. I mean, maybe they ate too much on Thanksgiving, but it's not really like that. Another huge story that hit the news the other day was this Australian snowboarder named Marcus Sklar. He like shocked the whole world so basically the Winter Olympics is going on right now, and you know it's all about winter sports. So he was coming off a steep hill when he was snowboarding, and he broke his neck. He broke his neck. The video is actually online.
The
video it was on the Snapchat thing, and it's also on YouTube. So basically, he was coming up the steep hill. So just like imagine you coming up the steep hill.
Was he doing like any tricks, or
no,
did he just go up?
No, he was just going up, right? And he hits the floor and he breaks his neck. The best part about that was when he broke his neck, he got up and he still finished the race. That's what everyone is so shocked about.
How would he even get up though and like continue a race?
So when he hit the ground, he fell really hard in his back and he broke his 5th cervical vertebrae in his neck. But he's fine. He doesn't
Did he have to go through surgery or anything?
So he doesn't have any neurological damage or anything. So he's good. But he was stable. He was in stable condition after the race, and they're flying him home to get like recuperated because that's a serious thing. Like if he hit his C3 in his spine, he would have been paralyzed forever. So a big props to Marcus. I mean, that's a pretty big thing to do, to get up from a race when you break your neck.
Yeah. Claps for Marcus, yeah? No? Okay.
I mean, he survived. He's not like dead or anything.
But still, that's like, if you broke something, would you be able to get up and go finish a race?
I'd cry.
Like, I get like, my nail breaks or something and I want to like, just like, not do anything for the rest of the day.
I stub my toe in the corner of the bed and it's like, it's the worst thing.
You like lay down for like 30 minutes to relax, right?
It's really bad. So
that's crazy.
So thanks for tuning in to Gossip XO. My name is Manny alongside Sarah. We'll tune in next week for the more juicy gossip.
Thank you so much for tuning in on another episode of Phoenix Extra. We'll see you guys next week.